The Democrats are no longer a political party. They are a definition of a cult. A cult by definition. A cult that brainwashes the uneducated and the susceptible into believing things that cannot possibly be true. Things like men can be women whenever they want. Men competing in sports is just fine. 2 million people flowing in each month illegally is a secure border, and there is no impact on America except good things happening. Getting the COVID shot will keep you safe, and mRNA jabs can stop all kinds of diseases, even ones that don't exist. Inflation's better now than it was when Donald Trump was president. Kamala Harris was not the border czar. Oh, wait, yes, she was. And she was really great at securing the border. Side note, how does Hillary feel? It's one thing to see Joe Biden become president, but not you. But Kamala Harris with a room temperature IQ? Come on, that's got to hurt Hillary, even as the Democrats' nominee. Hillary ain't sleeping much these days, that's my guess. Oh, and climate change is a bigger threat than China, open borders, and $35 trillion in debt. Yes, Democrats are a cult, not a political party. Welcome to another hour of Free for All Friday. The one time each week we open up the Patriot Mobile Common Sense Hotline, 877-310-9966, and give you a chance to weigh in on any of those stories or something of your own. The Patriot Mobile Common Sense Hotline, 877-310-9966, open for business. I'm going to start with this, however, the utterly ridiculous attacks on Donald Trump for attending the National Association of Black Journalists. Well, here was one takeaway. Listen. All right, maybe not. Maybe not. All right, so how about this? Let's go to the phone lines. We've got Ray in Arizona. Ray is right there in Arizona for us. I'm not sure what's going on with D.C. Check them out. Ray, how are you today?
I'm doing good this morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, my friend. Thank you very much. And what is on your mind?
Well, first off, I want to thank you for giving those of us that are technological idiots a place and a way to get our messages to people.
Well, I'm one of those same people, Ray. I'm technically challenged, but go ahead.
There you go. Well, secondly, I'd like to talk to all the pastors and priests out there and tell them that they need to use the power of their pulpit to start talking to their congregations and let them know that one of our two political parties is basically evil. There's no other way to put it, and that they need to start standing up for the side of.
You know, I just learned something, Ray, because I just listened to some pastors, and they all had the same message, and the message was pro Kamala Harris, the same people that had supported Barack Obama. It's like they all get the same talking points because they do. And that's just, to me, that's baffling. These are black churches that I'm talking about. These pastors don't support abortion until the moment of birth upon demand, and yet they're out there in the pulpit preaching to support, the abortionists, those that are pro-choice up till about the fifth grade. It's not a joke. It's sad, really.
Well, I'm a pastor myself, and all I can say is they have to face God. And this is what happened with churches in Germany. They stood to the side, and look what happened there.
Fair enough. Ray, I greatly appreciate you checking in. Thank you for being first here on a Free-for-All Friday from Arizona. Ray's up early out there, by the way, saying his prayers. Back to this side of the country, Steve is in West Virginia. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, what is on your mind, my friend?
Well, the Christianity is a wonderful idea for all to experience, but for voting for 40 years, I'd have to say that this is about the scariest election. Now, don't get me wrong, I vote for Trump, but I believe it's going to turn violent. No matter who wins, you're going to have 18 million illegals that are fighting to stay, or we all know that Trump's going to be the chosen one.
Well, I think it's going to be violent either way. I agree with you on that. Because the fact of the matter is this. if Trump wins, there'll be 75 days of violence that'll make what happened in 2020 look mild. Thank you for calling, by the way, Steve. We saw what happened.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. We saw what happened with the leftists in France. Even when they gamed the system to come out on top a little bit in France, the leftists still went in the streets and burned things. There was still violence everywhere. And don't expect that to go away anytime soon. All right, Kevin is in the state of Arkansas. We're going all over the map today. Kevin, how are you?
I'm well, Steve. Thank you for taking my call, sir.
Yes, sir. What's on your mind?
I'd like to first off state that you know, after getting apoplectic with my representative's aide office, I feel that Real America's Voice, us being able to interact with the host, is really the only representation that we're actually getting. I cannot believe these guys have not passed the appropriation bills and are taking a month off. It's absolutely absurd.
You know what's worse than that, Kevin? You know what's worse than that?
What?
We don't have an answer or a bunch of answers for what happened on July the 13th in Butler County, Pennsylvania, and these people think it's time for a vacation. We need hearings right now in front of the Senate, the House. We need investigations of how Donald Trump was shot, and they're on vacation.
I can't understand it. It's absolutely beyond fathoming. And I believe those people that are up there on the Hill are just professionals. They're trained pacifiers. They're actually not representing our grievances that we have with our government.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I appreciate you being here, and thank you, Kevin, for bringing that to us. All right, we're going to go to Pete. Pete is in Kentucky. Is Andy Bashir? Good morning. Is Andy Bashir going to be the running mate? I don't know. What's on your mind in Kentucky?
I just was kind of curious as what your thought was. And you remember we were paying people to go out and sign voters up and doing stuff, and we're at less than 100 days, and you don't ever hear about that anymore. What's your thought on that?
What's the question again? I don't quite understand what you're asking me.
The Republicans were enlisting people to go out and try to help sign up new voters.
Right, well, we've been very good at it.
And they were actually paying them.
Sure.
And you don't hear about that anymore, and we're less than 100 days.
Well,
I'm kind of concerned as to why that's not more of a
I can tell you this. The Republicans have blown away expectations. There's a rebalancing in America now. Democrats used to have massive leads in voters. They don't have that anymore. Not all over the country. It's been equalized. So that has happened. I'll be right back.